You down here, we're working today. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's cool. Come on, Mal, we're working today. Forms first. We're gonna shoot. We got 2 more minutes of forms, and then we're shooting. And then we're working. You almost ready? Ready? Okay. Corner, wing. 10 makes. 1 in the corner, 1 in the wing. Choose first. Here we go. Let's get moving a little bit. There's 2. Good. Here we go. 3. Sometimes I can't believe it. You know, sometimes I cannot believe where I'm at now compared to where I've been. You know, I'm like starting to get misty. I can't believe how things have worked out for me. From New York, New York. Grew up right outside New York City. Played high school basketball and found my way to the University of Colorado. Played some limited basketball during the summer times there. And found my way back to New York, where I was able to land an internship in the public relations department of the New York Knicks. One day, the director came and said, we need someone to go up to the practice facility and work in the office there. So we need someone to volunteer. So I put my hand up right away. I said, absolutely, I want that job. I was an intern. It was going to be a 2-week job. I went up there, I met the coaches, I met the players. They asked if I had any basketball experience. I said, yeah. They said, come on down. Staffs at that time were much smaller, so I just started rebounding. Here we go. Get him out, get him out, get him up. 2. Shoot that one, Mal. 2. At that time, the third assistant was Jeff Van Gundy, who has, you know, been a lifelong friend since then. And he really took me under his wing. So I worked for Pat Riley at that time. Jeff Van Gundy was the third assistant. Really good coaching staff, winning a lot of games, really good players. And it was a master class in coaching basketball. So I want you to work on your pass over the high hands. You're going left, up, you're sliding up, over Fab's high hands, shot, second one from Botch. So I learned how to do video, I learned how to put playbooks together. I spent a lot of time on the court, really just rebounding. But it really was a great intro and a great experience and a great starting point for me. So that's really how I got into it. It was really just luck. Keep backing up, keep backing up, stop. Once he stops, you're crossing back right. All the way to the rim, he's coming late. Honestly, I didn't think I could do it until those guys gave me the sort of spurring to say, you know, you can do this. I just found a way to keep on giving them some value, and they kept on hiring me. I was temp, and they just kept on extending me. And then I was supposed to be, like I said, I was supposed to be there for 2 weeks. I ended up there for 12 years. So that's when my passion for coaching and what you put into it and how you know, reach your players and how you get them to really put as much as they can into the game. You know, I saw that firsthand with like I say, with the Ewings, with the Charles Oakleys, the Anthony Masons, and the Charlie Wards. And then it moved on even into Allen Houston, Marcus Camby, and Latrell Sprewell, and Larry Johnson. I saw how these guys went about their days, and it really gave me a really great example of how to become great and how to put everything into your craft and how hard they worked and what their days looked like. The physicality which they played with and the energy and intensity which they played with was really, really amazing. What a work, Mal! Hey! That's all. That's 20. That's game, right? We're out! First bus! Throughout my years in the NBA, I've gone from assistant video coordinator to a bench coach, to a scout, to a video coordinator, to a bench coach. You know, and you just keep finding ways to stay in the league, you know. And I've been very, very fortunate to be able to hang on, you know, basically because I was willing to do any job that they that they were going to offer me. My first assistant job was here in Toronto with Kevin O'Neill. Was here for 1 year, and then I went back to Houston with Jeff. And then after that, I went to New Jersey with Lawrence Frank. I was there for a while. I was there for 6 years. Then I went to Chicago for a year.
So professionally, your life's going good. Like you're like doing what you love doing.
Yeah.
Clearly in the NBA. I know personally, like your wife was at the time she passed away, right?
Yes.
That. So I don't know the circumstances of how she passed away or anything, but how did it happen, and how did that affect kind of?
She was diagnosed with sarcoma right around 2010. So I was working at the time for the Chicago Bulls, and they were pretty good about it. They let me. We were living in two different cities, and they let me go back home. And she passed away. Basically, I decided I wasn't going to work in basketball anymore. And I did take a job as an assistant coach at a small Division II school called Pace University. And I did it, and I thought it was fantastic. I loved it. And then Jason Kidd got the job in Brooklyn, and he called me and asked me if I wanted to join his staff. It was a passion of mine, and I didn't want to pass up that opportunity. And even though I was a single father of two, I did it. And because I really like Jason, I coached Jason in Jersey, so that's how I knew him. And that was really interesting perspective because of his vision of the game and what he sees on the court, and how he went about it was different than anything I'd had really been around. And so it was just another great learning experience working for him, being on the bench with him, you know, schematically what he's seeing as the game's going on, because his vision as a player was, you know, I don't know, made best of all time maybe, you know.
Jimmy is as good as it comes, salt of the earth, loyal, works extremely hard. He's as good as they come, and whatever staff he's on, he's going to make it better. And I think he would tell you he's just happy to be here through the things that he's gone through. So, and I'm happy he's still here because he has a lot to give to the game, and Toronto's lucky to have him.
Shortly after that, I met my current wife, who's been a gift from God, you know, has really turned around the lives of me and my kids. You know, she's front and center with everything that we do. She's our rock on everything that we do there. So that was a big turning point in my life, was getting remarried.
The Raptors are in Dallas, Texas tonight for the second and final meeting between the Raptors and the Mavericks. Dallas, they've been playing great basketball as of late. They've won 9 of their last 10. The Toronto Raptors, this is game 4 of a 5-game road trip. Here's Pascal, and Siakam with 8 points. Siakam to OG, and with a left, he's got 11. And a timeout taken by Jason Kidd. The Raptors lead by 8. Doncic picked up by Champagnie. Spinning, fading, shot good. On a kick out now for Finney-Smith. And it's a tie game, 41-41 and a 10-2 run. Another opportunity here. Freddie VanVleet, and the Raptors leave! Hashtag NBA All-Star! Finney-Smith back to Doncic, clock down to 3. Deep 3. He's got that range, and a timeout, and Nick Nurse is furious that they left Doncic that open. There's OG, sidestep three, and that's going to do it. Another hard-fought game for the Toronto Raptors, but the finish that they don't want.
But for the Raptors, they're not going to sleep tonight happy about the effort they put out. At the end of the day is you got to go 1-0. So they will regroup, and here we go, Washington.
I was an advanced scout at that time. This must have been 2016, New Jersey. I had come off a long trip, come home to see my kids. There was practice. I went to practice. Lionel was the head coach at that time. Went to practice, and then that's when I had my heart attack. I'm one of those people that exercises a lot, and I was kind of under the impression that if you exercise a lot, you're fine. I was getting chest pains as I was working out consistently, not just one or two, but consistently every time I worked out. And as soon as I stopped working out, the chest pain would go away. So I was like, it's no big deal. I spoke to one of the doctors. He said, yeah, come on in. Okay, I'll come in. Forgot. Next game, forgot. I'll do it next time. And that was a real mistake. It was definitely, to this day, one of the most foolish decisions I've ever made. I was in this workout with a couple of the players. A coach I worked with by the name of John Welch was running it, and I was helping him. And we were going pretty hard. Like at that time, my knees were better, and I could move around pretty good. And we were going pretty hard. And then all of a sudden, my chest started bothering me again. And I considered it kind of just like a nuisance. I was like, this is really annoying, because when we're in this workout, I'm doing what I love to do, and I don't want to leave the court right now. So I said, hold on, I'm gonna run to the locker room, I'm gonna pop the Zantac, I'm gonna come back, I'll be right back. So I ran to the locker room in full sweat, came back out, got back in the workout. We were playing defense, and then all of a sudden I just felt a very intense pain in my chest and just hit the ground. One of the ball boys, he ran and got Timmy Walsh. When Timmy got to me, I don't remember any of this, when he got to me, no pulse, no breathing. So they got the defibrillator, and they defibrillated me. I popped back up to life, and I said, I'm good. Let's go back. Let's go back to practice. And a lot had happened, obviously, that I didn't really know about. Apparently, I had to apologize to him. Apparently I told Timmy to go get off of me, like I'm good. Kevin Garnett was there. He was yelling his Kevin Garnett stuff. To this day, we still talk about it. And everybody else in the building looked like they'd seen a ghost, Then all of a sudden, I'm riding to the ambulance with a bunch of EMTs who I didn't know, and I was like, what is going on? They're like, you don't know? I said, what? They're like, your friend just saved your life. You just had a heart attack. You were dead on the floor. I was like, I said, man, and then I called she was my girlfriend at the time. I called Emily, and I said, it wasn't heartburn. I guess what I take out of it is it was a very foolish thing on my part. It was a potentially life-ending mistake. I had two small kids at home that didn't, their mother had just died, previously. So I guess the moral of the story is listen to yourself. People like me push stuff aside, say it's no big deal. And usually it isn't. But what if it is? Usually it isn't. And I'm not saying run to the doctors every time you get a little pain or anything like that. But if, just take care of yourself. Just make sure you're doing the right thing would be my message to people like me who don't believe anything bad can happen to them, which is exactly what I thought. You know, it's an event that happened in the past. It's not an issue for me in the future. You know, I do take extra care of myself. You know, I eat better, I exercise more, I try to control my stress more, you know, so I didn't make lifestyle changes that were positive, and it's honestly, it baffled the doctors. You know, they didn't expect something like a catastrophic event like this. But, you know, ever since then, it's, you know, my health is very, very good right now.
A Friday night in the district, Washington, D.C., and the Toronto Raptors finish a 5-game road trip. This is a fourth and final meeting between Washington and Toronto.
You haven't been working on your
trapping. Who that boy right there, boy? That boy clap.
Welcome back, baby.
Everything you got for 48 minutes. 103, 1, 2, 3.
Jim Sann, second year with the Raptors. I'm going to help Jana and Patrick in pretty much every area, concentrate on offense, but we'll all be involved in everything. It's going to be a fun camp. We're all looking forward to it.
I believe my first year here was 2016-17, I think. So it was the summer before that. I emailed Case because I was looking for a job, and he emailed me back and he said, "You're going to be at Summer League?" And I said, "Well, I am now. I hadn't planned on it, but I'll go." And so I went there and you know, flew my way out there and met him. We had a great interview, and we went through the hiring process with Masai and Bobby. And I was fortunate enough to land that job. And it's been a great ride. You know, there were some ups and downs. You know, we didn't win as much as we would have liked to until we got to that championship. But I enjoy working here as much as any place I've ever worked. It's a fantastic organization. I love working for Nick. We have a great staff. We have a great structure. They give you the resources that you need. The town, the city, and the fan base are unbelievable. And so I've enjoyed working here as much as any place I've ever worked. I don't need to go anywhere else.
One of the best coaches in the league, man. See him right here in the gym every day working. We're gonna get better. Open gym, get him on the clip. Hey, you haven't been on TV yet, man. Like every game, we never see him on TV.
I'm behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes, get my man on TV today.
Behind the
gym, open gym. You know what I'm saying? It rhymes. You feel me? Hey, get him. Jimbo, I mean, he's been here. You know, I think rookie year, I remember me and Jakob shooting corner threes with Jimbo. You know, like from day one. He's one of those rare people that's always in the gym. Like, I can call Jimbo like 2 a.m. and he'll be there. You know what I'm saying? Like, just to get work. Like, so I think there's one of those pure basketball minds and like people. That's like the essence of basketball. You know what I mean? Like, just like guys that like being in the gym.
One of the great things about winning that championship is that, you know, some of these guys that came in with me, that'll be, you know, Freddie, Pascal, Norman, some of these guys that were able to win the big prize were moved along in the Raptors organization. And I thought that was like great. I thought that was really cool to watch their growth from when they walked in the door, literally walked in the door, to where they are now. It's just, it's amazing. It's a really, they've just been on a journey of they continue to get better, they continue to work, and they haven't let up at all. And I don't think they've reached exactly where they're going to be honest with you. They haven't reached to where they can get to, because I know how they go about their business.
Gym is a big part of what we do around here, and you can look at the tree of guys that have come come up through here. And in my 6 years, I'll speak for that. You know, just from me and Pascal alone, I think is enough to solidify some guys' spots. So for Jim to be a part of, you know, the growth of some of the players here, I think it just speaks to how good he is and, you know, what he means to the game.
The Raptors down by 3, swatted away by Fred, scooped up Abdia, and Gafford with a slam dunk. Beal with it. Beal, shot no, and the follow is good. Thomas Bryant in his 5th game back. Rui Hachimura checks in, and Yuta Watanabe, 2nd time in NBA history, 2 Japanese players appear in the same game, Jack. Ahead now to Barnes. Barnes, hook, the touch, the soft touch.
Hey, your job as a head coach is to try to win games. And there's always those balancing elements. You have to develop guys too, and this guy,
Barnes has got 26.
And I'd say he's developing quite well.
Tied 102-102.
Need a timeout here, yep. Last game of a road trip, and obviously you want to be able to close it with a W. Largest lead Toronto had tonight was 18. Largest one for Washington was 13. And here we go.
16-3 run by Washington. Barnes will bring it up.
They go zone again, Matt.
Van Vliet with it. Fred turns, fires 3. Freddie All-Star. See you in Cleveland. And Toronto's going to come away with this W. They're going to take the season series 3 games to 1.
Big win. After 2 tough ones against Miami and Dallas, where you're in the game late, able to pull this baby out, gives you some confidence. You got Gary Trent back in the lineup. You got 6 guys in double figures, 11th time this year that's happened. And a youngster, Scotty Barnes, getting it done, Scotty baby.
I can't believe how things have worked out for me. With my wife, with my kids, with my job, with the organization, with the players, because I've also been in really dark places, you know, and it took a lot of work to get out of it. It took a lot of help. Somehow along the way, I crossed paths with a yoga teacher who became my wife. Somehow I crossed paths with Dwayne, who hired me. When Dwayne hired me, I met Nick. Nick and I have a really incredible working relationship, but also personal relationship. I love working for the guy. Like, I just feel incredibly lucky to have been put in this position, to be accepted by these players, to be accepted by Nick and his staff. I can't believe how lucky I've been.
Good job. Finish it up. Finish that road trip up. Keep your nose hard. We go home. Let's get down. Can make some hay right now. Let's do it, baby. Raps. 1, 2, 3. Raps. Yeah.